All right, recording. I'm recording.
18 motion, basically.
Yep.
This,
Recording. Recording.
all the video and the photos.
Recording.
Richard, shut up. All right.
All right, so what do we got here, Aaron?
So today we have the E-Flite, brand new Twinber as people call it, but the twin timber 1.6 meter. This is a brand new plane from E-Flite, and we are excited to get this unboxing rolling. So we're going to start with opening the box. You know, it's usually the first step, right?
I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. So, yeah, I've heard some good things about this. I've never flown a timber, but I've seen a timber fly, and oh my god,
they're one of like the top rated, at least starter planes for the hobby. And then this being a differential thrust twin motor plane, it's definitely something for some more advanced pilots. But if you're looking to get into it or looking to have your second plane that you already have a timber, this will be the twin to it. So we'll get this unboxing rolling and go from there.
All right, so
start from one side or the other.
All right.
Let's see if we can get this thing pulled out of here.
People won't hold this side.
E-Flite builds their foam planes, not their foam boxes.
Got a little section there.
Yeah.
All right.
So, looking at the box, it is actually a double-sided box. There will be two sides you have to open. Make sure you open them both and don't throw one away like we almost did before. So let's get the one side cut. All right.
So
what first side.
Oh, what's this?
This will be half of the wing.
Oh, this thing's big.
Oh yeah, it's a 1.6 meter.
Oh, it's a 1.6?
1.6. I think the other ones are 1.2 or so, or 1.5.
You got one wing over here. What size motor is this?
I'm not sure the size of the motor, but I know the wing surfaces on this thing are looking huge.
Wow, look at that. Yeah.
It's definitely going to have some 3D ability to it. Even got foam holding the servo horns on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So we got the instruction manual here. We'll set that to the side because who uses those?
I do still, but not really. I only use the manual just if I'm stuck on something. All right, I cut this over here.
Yep. So elevators, and then we have, it looks like nose cones. Two different ones? Yeah. Okay, it's a left and a right. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a twin.
Well, yeah. I'm thinking
that would make sense, right?
Well, I was looking at like there's two different colors. I'm like,
yeah.
Why is it two different colors? It's Christmas, right? Red and green.
Right.
Might as well be Christmas.
Oh, right and left.
Yeah.
So this is a vertical stabilizer? Or no, this is a
horizontal.
Horizontal stabilizer. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And they just click over here. All right.
They click together into the fuselage. So speaking of, let's get the rest of the parts out. Piece of tape here. We can start getting the actual fuselage out of here.
Woo, baby. Look at this beauty. Ooh, black, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Twin timber.
It almost looks like the beginning to a seaplane.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Here, let me
Does it bring floaties?
It doesn't come with
what's
floats.
inside of it.
Comment at the end of the video how many times Richard photobombed this video with his jet.
But it is an optional thing. You can get floats for this. Plane.
I'm excited. All right, so this is a look inside. Here's for both of the motors where that's going to be connecting. You got all the other exciting gadgets and cables and a mess of stuff in there. But Aaron's better at that, explaining that. So
we'll figure out the wire management here in a little bit when we get to putting the wings on it. So here, one thing you want to make sure you don't lose is your wing spars. And it happens to have the tail wing spar inside the main one when you take it off. And look at how thick that wing spar is. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah. You got a little piece of wood there. What is that?
So this was just to hold the plastic to the fuselage when it goes in.
Oh, really?
Packing only, not for fun.
Gotcha. They make sure they put that in.
Yeah.
All right.
We will now flip it over.
I guess
go
on this
to the
side,
other side.
The other wing, I'm sure.
The other half of the wing. And then you got both of your props. Not a spare this time, but you have two props for it.
Yeah, and they look like good quality props.
Look like
what
nylon.
size are
It's a 10x7, I think. Gotta make sure we put these on the right one. We got this other big wing here. It's got a connector I'm not quite familiar with, but I'm guessing that's going to be power plug to your ESCs.
Yeah, so this is
Let's show you the big connector here. We've got not an Ashlock connector, but something similar for all your servos. big connector for your ESC. I think it's an MR60 or something. I know I use MR30s for my drones, but this one's a little bit larger than that. So,
and that's what's gonna go in here.
And we got another part here, maybe wing slats. Yep, we got some wing slats. We didn't bring any glue, but I know you have plenty in your bag.
I do. I always carry with all my stuff because I never like to be stuck in the field and break something and then not being able to fly.
That's one cool thing about E-Flite is as long as you bring glue, maybe a couple of toothpicks, you can fix your plane and fly it again within a few minutes, especially if you have some picker on you too.
Yeah. And I do have some toothpicks as well.
And then we got to the one and only favorite part of everybody's plane, the landing gear. Got some massive foam tires here. It looks like a pretty thick spring on here. I know they were saying it's not unbreakable, but it's close enough to it, right? So we're going to be testing out this landing gear, doing some stall maneuvers, maybe some bounce and goes, and see how that plays out.
Yeah, man.
And go from there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's get rid of this foam and a bunch of this trash. Part of it, the build theory.
Oh, really? Here, you were buzzing them? Right side up.
It'd be funny if you did step on the plane. Do you have any, I don't even know if I'll need, yeah, I'll need Loctite. Do you happen to have any Loctite?
I do.
Sweet. Eli coming in clutch again.
I do have Loctite. And again, it's because I always come to the field, crash my plane. I crash my plane a lot. And I hate having to go back and not be able to keep flying. So there's a cool thing about these foamies is you crash them, you got some glue, put them back together, and
sometimes a little Loctite might be required if it pulls screws out of it too.
Exactly.
One big thing is me and Richard both have a lot of glue and a lot of Loctite. And I even have my whole tool bag. It's got a torch, it's got a bunch of sticky tape in it, a few extra props.
I got mine.
But we always forget the glue. And the good reason for it is that we've had a few tool bags get ruined because everything was glued together. We don't necessarily just not bring glue to the field, but learn not to leave it in the tool bag, and we usually forget it.
So what are we doing?
So first off, the thing that we need to make sure of, we gotta have our prop adapters, our nose cone, the washer, and the nuts and everything to go with it. There's also the little golden screw here that we use to hold the nose cone onto it. But the first thing we're gonna need is a little bit of Loctite because these screws, believe it or not, will back out, and when it backs out, prop comes off, it's not exactly a great day. So we're gonna add a bit of Loctite to it first.
There you go.
So I have the right wing, you have the left wing.
No, we should do a wing build-up.
We can do that, yeah.
You feel confident in your skills?
Maybe.
You guys are not done putting that thing together yet?
Not quite yet.
Come on, guys.
Loctite.
Yeah.
All right.
Put some on each screw real quick, and then we can start our build off.
One thing is I'm a very messy builder.
Have you seen Richard's house?
Yeah.
I have everything from all the stuff I'm building in his camper. His camper is just my build area at this point. Sorry, Richard. And it doesn't take a whole lot because you do want to be able to take them back out at some point. I already got it on all my screws. Got the cap here. So make sure you don't lose that. We do have a few people here at the field, so they're going to be flying behind us, as you saw Richard at the beginning of the video. Let's start our build off.
Wait.
Yeah, I gotta take my one screw out.
All right, so easy. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Go.
Go. All right. Oh man, I'm not gonna do good. I'm dropping stuff left and right. Wait, how do we know this is the one that I'm supposed to have? Is this the right wing?
Yeah, that's the left wing.
Then this should be on the right, because this is the red one.
Is it supposed to be on the right?
Yeah, red is for right, green is for left, I think. Richard, red, right, left, green.
What are you asking?
The light.
Oh, right is green, left is red.
Right is green, left is red? Okay, I was wrong.
Okay.
We're right. Cool.
I see how it is, just trying to stall.
All right, so any tips on building these?
Other than making sure it has Loctite and that screws are actually tight, they are pretty simple. You know, another thing to watch out for is over tight, which I seem to do a little bit of. Make sure once you get the screws in, you only tighten it, you know, once it gets to a stop, tighten it, you know, like a quarter or a half turn pass, but not much more than that. You can strip these things out. Most of these things are threading into aluminum, so you want to try not to over tighten too many things.
One thing I will say is because of these having more than one screw, you don't want to tighten the first screw all the way.
Yeah, you tighten all four of them, make sure it's kind of even before you do, you know, a whole big bunch of twists and turns on these screw heads.
I'm getting Loctite all over my fingers.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that happens, whether it be spray paint. If you notice, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but some of my fingernails and some of my hands are kind of turning black, and that's just because I was spray painting my little F-15 over there, which I may show you at the end of the video.
All right, well, I don't... Oh, my pass. If I can find
You
it.
gotta have your tools out for the build off.
I know. I forgot, bro. Here it is. I found it. Bam! Okay.
Here I am trying to thread on a nut. That's wrong direction for how I'm trying to do it.
Oh, wait. Wrong one. Where's... See, I'm a mess.
Here lately, you've actually had more building experience than I have.
I know.
All right, try not to over tighten the prop nut.
I got those two. Now I gotta do these two. All right. So not too tight, right?
Yep.
What is this little screw?
So that's for the nose cone on the prop.
Oh, that makes sense. And then my prop. Where's my prop? Where's my prop?
It's right under your hand. Look under the wing.
Under the... Oh!
Sometimes things in plain sight you can't see.
That is crazy. Okay. All right. So then this is gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna get this guy, right? This guy first.
Yep. So that's your that's going to be your prop washer. The prop nut itself isn't a very large nut, so it can sink into the props.
Gotcha.
On top of it, otherwise you can over tighten into the prop itself and unbalance it.
All right. And how tight should I make this prop?
A little bit past tight, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Well,
so did I win?
We can decide whether we should
No,
get
I've been
3 or
done for
4.
a minute.
Oh man. All right.
You're close though. If you weren't looking for your crescent wrench, it would have been a close tie.
All right. So we got that done.
Yep, we got both the wings done. Next up, we're probably going to end up putting the landing gear on the fuselage. That'd be the best next step to do.
Okay.
So we'll move the wings off to the side real quick. We'll grab the fuselage and the hardware, and then the landing gear itself. So we'll start with this part upside down real quick. I believe, yep, these cross.
Is this gonna go on a screw or?
Yep, so there's going to be a screw here. It attaches right there, and then right there on the other side, so they cross each other.
Gotcha.
So let me grab the hardware out of the bag, which I think is this bag. Let's see. Where is that hardware bag?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Landing gear.
Landing gear. So we've got wing bolts we'll put to the side along with.
That smells good. Am I weird?
Did I mention I'm ADD?
You what?
I'm ADHD. All right.
Let's see. So there's 2 screws, one each there. There's actually has on the screw here, it has a little brass washer there. That's going to go into your landing gear piece here. That's your washer to hold it in place when you put the landing gear on and screw it in. We'll put one side first, a screwdriver.
Perfect fit.
All right, there's that. We will need the Loctite here in just a minute again. So that's going to have 2 screws, fits right in there.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So this is front or back? Does it matter?
I don't think it matters. It might go towards the back.
All right. There we go. Go ahead and screw that in. Oh.
All right, Richard. Let's see. And you want to get your Loctite back out, we can go ahead and install the other part of the landing gear.
Bam! I got Loctite.
And you don't want a whole lot of Loctite, especially on these smaller Phillips head screws, but you do need a little bit because it is your landing gear. This plane will have some vibration to it, so you'll want to have some kind of something to keep it from vibrating out. You know, they can be torqued down, but like I said, they're Phillips head screws, so you can't put too much torque on them without just stripping them out, especially being stainless. So planes don't rust, but they do strip out sometimes.
Mind your way.
You're good.
All right. So that's good. That's good. Let me just do it. So Aaron, how long you been flying?
Probably about 2018 was when I got my first plane, and I think it was actually the E-Flite F-15 was one of my first planes, and ironically it's still one of my favorite planes to fly.
Yeah.
It's one of the, again, it's not necessarily a first plane to have, but it's definitely a good second or third. As far as getting into jets, it would be a good first jet for most people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have rudder. It is I think it's a 3, maybe a 4-channel plane, but it's definitely a good starter.
Oops.
Oh well, pick that up later.
All right. So now we're done with the gear. We're gonna be putting the stabilizer.
Yeah. So we can do the elevators.
Okay.
We'll start with the right side. We'll get it clicked in here. And we got to make sure that we put the wing spar through it.
Sure.
So, wing spar. Make sure we put it all the way through.
That's my first jet, dude. That thing is crazy.
There's the second one. Threading into plastic, no Loctite required.
And then over here again, don't over tighten it.
Yep.
Because you will
You can strip out the plastic pretty easy and a lot of things. They do have a really tough plastic on these planes, but it's still not something you want to strip out. Sometimes if you do, a little bit of CA can help with that. Throw it in there, add some kicker, and then quickly take the screw out, and you might be able to rethread it kind of thing. So,
that makes sense.
Before we go flying the plane, let's make sure we actually attach the elevator. That would be a good idea, right?
And that thing back there, that was Richard flying his Banshee. I got a chance to fly that today. Wow, that's a fun plane.
I do appreciate a lot of the, or at least a few of the newer E-Flite planes coming with the snap-on style of hinges. They can be a little bit hard to click in sometimes, but that's a good thing because there's a lot of them that come out easy. They have metal rods and they have these snap-on hinges instead of the ones that are held on with a piece of rubber.
So far, it's been a pretty easy build.
Yeah, definitely one of the easier ones I've built. I don't think it's not a night plane. They might come out with one eventually, but this one's not a night plane, so there's not as many wires to deal with either. There's just 4 servos in the wing, and they actually have a lot, as you saw, the 3 plugs for it into one.
All right, so we build in the wing.
Yep.
And this, I take it that's gonna go in there.
Yep.
Right
1,
2, cool.
and then we gotta plug in all the wires for it. All right, so a few wires we got here: right wing, left wing. We've got the green to green, and it's only one way that can be plugged in, so you can't get it backwards. There's one, red to red.
That was Richard.
Lower it down or tilt it back this way a little bit.
Good.
Yep. And then left to left, and we've got a little bit down, a little more, right to right. And they have it all color coded, so that's a very convenient feature of this new plane.
So what you're saying is you can't go wrong.
Pretty much. This is a very beginner build friendly plane. We will need to leave that loose if you want to grab one of our controllers, Richard.
Pre-programmed and everything.
Awesome. It's great having Horizon Hobby tech support here for us. So.
Sorry.
We were told not to destroy this one. Doesn't mean it can't have a little hanger rash on it though. So, let's see. Go ahead and plug it in here. Throttle cut is on. Holding the bind button. It is binding. Sweet.
Looks like we're gonna have a nice evening flight and get an idea of what those lights look like.
Flaps. Flaps work. All right, ready for takeoff. How you liking it?
looks like it's flying pretty good. Yeah, Richard right there. This is his plane, so he's doing the maiden flight with it. Oh my God, that's a beautiful landing, Richard. How's it fly?
Here you go.
Woo! All right, let's go for it.
They did touch up the landing gear.
Here's Richard sweating bullets.
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Right here.
You can see it.
Oh man, that's beautiful plane. And we got a beautiful sunset going on. And here it comes. Look at those lights. That's a beautiful plane, guys. So there you have it, Twinber from E-Flite.
We were flying for, what was the timer set at? 5 minutes? We're 2 minutes and 9 seconds over on the battery. We're not flying it hard, but look at the telemetry and what it's showing. We're at a battery voltage of 15.1. That's still like 20 to 30% battery left.
About
Yeah.
3.7%.
Definitely a long, if you're looking for a plane with a lot of power, a long flight time, and it's just a general enjoy the flight, definitely look into the Horizon Hobby Twinber, Twin Timber, 1.6 meter plane. It's definitely a plane I want to get another one of.
Yeah, most definitely. And I will say it is a really nice, easy to handle plane. I wouldn't say it's a first plane, but definitely if you got a few flights under your belt, this is a great plane to get your honing your skills. It handles really easy. It's very responsive, so just about anything that you can throw at it, it'll do.
Yeah, if you got any flight experience, even in the simulator,
Yes.
you know, if you've flown a lot in the simulator, got a lot of practice out of it, this wouldn't be a bad first plane after you've flown in the simulator, at least a couple of hours in there. Get some practice, some touch and goes in the simulator going, you'll be good to go. So we're gonna cut the video out here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Eli and Richard, both of you guys. I appreciate the help building a plane for once.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you next time.
All right. I'll see you in the next one.